Hey guys, welcome back to Talking Mando, our weekly Mandalorian talk show where we talk everything Mandalorian. I'm joined here
Yes.
with Erical, and what an episode we had today.
Incredible episode. So first off, again, spoilers. We're not doing that first half of a spoiler-free review anymore. It's down to the meat. Um
Yeah,
but
this is going to be spoiler heavy, so
spoiler heavy.
if you don't want the episode spoiled for you, either come back and watch later or
Or if
stop
you
now.
like it, if you like spoilers, then stay and watch. All right. But yeah, that was my mind is still blown. I have no words. I don't even know what to talk about first. Let's start at the beginning. Let's start at the beginning.
Right.
What'd you think? Just right off the bat, how are you feeling?
The episode was cool. A lot of not foreshadowing, but a lot of story has been set up in this
Yeah.
episode.
Yes.
Things that we are extremely excited for, things that we haven't seen before, and a few things that I couldn't believe happened, or I couldn't believe that they brought
Yes.
to the Mandalorian. Mando his ship's all messed up. He's coming back to Navarro. He's got to get his ship repaired. Seeing his old pals Cara Dune and Grief Karga. They have established Kara is now a marshal of their little town on Navarro. And they've established a pretty nice place. I mean, they've got a school up and running and everything. What do you think of that?
I actually really enjoyed that. I mean, it's like such a not non-important to the story, but kind of. I mean, but just seeing those little things that you know they're there, but you've never seen it. You know,
Yeah, this
so
this
that's
was
cool.
a very big story building episode, not only
Yes.
for the world of Star Wars and The Mandalorian, but for the story in The Mandalorian going forward.
Yes.
Um, one thing that I did find very interesting in terms of their choice is Baby Yoda eating macaroons.
Right?
That was very
Freaking
odd.
macaroon.
You know, Star Wars, you would think they would come up with something new, something different, kind of
Yeah.
like raised bread in The Force Awakens, but macaroons, some like they're not
I mean,
common, but most people know what they are.
I mean, I out of how many worlds in that galaxy, someone had to have made macaroons.
I guess so.
I mean, I get you. I totally get you. I was like, that's weird. Okay.
That that was the only thing that kind of like took me out of it because it's something we have in real life.
Yeah.
Um, but poor Baby Yoda was getting not bullied, but the dude just didn't want to share his food, so Yoda steals it with the Force. I mean, the child steals it with the Force. Sorry, I called him Yoda again. How
It's
could
all
I
right.
not?
How can you not? It's literally a little. It's like what else do you call him? I guess. But I mean, there were wasn't there like a golden retriever in like the Ewok movie or something?
You know,
That
that is the only like piece of Star Wars that I haven't watched.
really no, I haven't. I think I watched it like once and when I was really little.
Yeah, I
But
I
I remember that. I remember there was like a golden retriever.
wow. Is
The
that canon?
I guess not anymore. Let's dive into it. Let's 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 really dive into it because I think this is a big move, not just for the story of the Mandalorian, but it's like it's bringing us stuff that the sequel trilogy should have brought us. You know,
Yeah.
like should have shown us. It's just bridging that gap. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's interesting. Um, like you said, Mandalorian is bringing it. It's tying into the other Star Wars movies, and Now I think this can be a good thing or a bad thing in some people's eyes,
Yeah,
because a lot of people, they want to see Mandalorian as its kind of standalone thing, like
yeah,
not tying into the classic Star Wars story, the
mhm,
Skywalker saga, that kind of thing. Um, but I think with the Mandalorian, it works, and it just kind of has. It's Star Wars, and they're all connected in some way,
yeah,
whether we like it or not. So
exactly. I mean, like every piece of movie, show, or anything besides, I guess, comics, it's all connected to the Skywalker saga. You know,
yeah,
at least for now, because I see the Mandalorian pretty much as like not the same formula, but the same kind of idea as Rogue One. You know, so it's same era, same like familiar. Everything looks familiar. There's some new things. There's some new places, but it's not directly involving like the characters we already know and love. You know,
yeah,
so it's just like yes, it's part of the same main storyline, but we're gonna bring you some new interesting characters and build on this little side quest, and not this little side quest, but more like a important part to the story that probably couldn't be told within like the sequel trilogy, you know, or the original trilogy, or any of the trilogies really. It's because it's like now we're diving into, here's the spoiler, Palpatine,
yeah.
and
Palpatine.
how he managed to survive, how he managed to figure out like the cloning of his powerful being, you know? So it's like kind of like exactly like Rogue One. Like, yeah, they stole the Death Star plans, and that's what the entire first movie was about, you know?
Yeah,
But now we're looking at this other little corner of Star Wars where it's like, okay, we know Palpatine survived. Um, so how? You know?
exactly. And this was something we been talking about and
Yeah,
theorizing about. Um, you know, with Dr. Pershing having the Camino
yeah,
patch, is obviously doing cloning. Now it's confirmed when we saw Mando and Cara Dune and Grief Karga run into this Imperial base, and
mhm,
there's Bacta chambers filled with deformed Palpatine bodies. Um, and he can't, he needs a life form with a high enough midichlorian count,
yeah,
such as the child, to be able to, I guess, do a successful transfer of his being
yeah.
into one of these bodies. Um, so,
So I have a quick theory on that. And I think so. Bella was not able to join us on this episode, unfortunately, but we were just talking about this. Um, we didn't see his face in the like the back to tank. We didn't see a face. We didn't see, but like we're being led to believe this is Palpatine, right?
yeah,
But I mean, I think it's still 100% like directly involving Palpatine, but I think we think it could be Snoke because they were, if you look closely at the figures in the back to tanks, they're all more like deformed and like really ugly. You know, and that's exactly what Snoke is. He's all like messed up and deformed. So this could be how he made Snoke, because Snoke is still a very powerful Force user. He was under the control of Palpatine, but I mean, we can't deny he was very powerful, right?
yeah,
So I think maybe they're not giving us Palpatine just yet because they like I feel like they would have shown us the faces. Um, but who knows? But the other reason I think it may not be Palpatine in this lab, and maybe they have another lab for, you know, making, or maybe Palpatine's already back.
he could be.
It's been 5 years. Do you really think Palpatine would wait 5 years?
Well, in the recording of Dr. Pershing when the hologram popped up,
Yeah,
it did say that they were unsuccessful, and that was
they
3
did.
days. That was 3 days prior to the events that
Yeah.
happened in today's episode. Um,
So the only reason I think it may not be Palpatine or it could be just Snoke is because he was talking about uh he was talking about donors for the blood, but then after that he talked about volunteers for the testing. So it sounds like they're testing on not Palpatine. You know what I mean? They're like
yeah,
and they're not make it doesn't sound like they're making like clones of his body so that he can like, you know, go into him. It sounds like they're testing on like people. So that's the only thing I'm like, maybe it's just some other weird way that Palpatine's trying to figure out how to clone himself. But I mean, like in head, Palpatine probably cloned his body, and then his his essence went into that body. You know, not that
yeah.
simple, but basic idea. But what I'm trying to say is like this sounds like they're doing something else, something other than that. If they're testing on people, like I don't know, it just sounded weird. If we really like want to dissect it and kind of like listen to what he's saying, it's like I don't know. I don't know if it's just me or there's something there.
I think we're gonna get more information for sure.
Yeah,
It this whole Palpatine cloning thing is still very vague, and I think that's what they're
yeah,
trying to expand upon. Because in Rise of Skywalker, all we saw was, he's on Exegol, and he has like these bodies
yeah,
around him, and he's still not fully back yet. So I think they
yeah,
have like his force essence or spirit or whatever it is, and they're trying to reanimate him,
yeah,
however that might be.
yeah.
Um,
No, yeah. It's gonna be
is
insane to like.
is Snoke a separate person from Palpatine, or are
I
they
don't.
the same person? That's something that always confused me.
So, I guess we don't really have an 100% direct answer for that. If we do, let us know in the comments. But from what I know, I don't think so. I don't think we have an answer. But I don't think he's like his own sentient being. I think he's just like a shell that Palpatine uses um, from like a distance. I feel like Palpatine is on Exegol and like uses the Force to somehow connect with the body of Snoke to control him. But I don't think Snoke is like his own thing, or maybe he is. I mean, I don't know. He could
Yeah.
be. Um, but who knows? I mean, I have no idea. Like, there's still so many unanswered things from the sequels. I'm like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and
But
we're definitely going to explore parts a time period in Star Wars that we haven't explored
yeah,
before. The remnants of the Empire. What in the world are they doing, and how did they transition into the First Order? Because
yeah,
we know different remnants of the Empire trying to gain power over the other, and it looks like Moff Gideon's in charge of this one sector, and this is what his goal is to bring back his emperor.
yeah,
And whether or not Mando and his crew will get looped up into that, or they're just going to try to run away, we don't really know, because I don't think they even understood what they um, ran into, other than they're
yeah,
trying to use Baby Yoda the child to do something bad.
yeah, exactly. I mean, I think it's most probably Palpatine in there. I'm probably just overthinking it, but then again, don't you think Kara would have been like, "That's Palpatine"?
Yeah, unless she just doesn't know. I mean,
I mean, I she definitely knows who he is, but
I
like
guess everybody has to know who he is because he
he's
was the
the
emperor, and
emperor.
they got to
Yeah,
know his face, or at
yeah.
least his
Or
disfigurement.
maybe you just couldn't see the face that very well. You know,
It really looked like Palpatine. I
it
looked
did look
really
like
close. It
Palpatine.
really
It
did
did.
look like him.
Yeah,
Um, Now that you mentioned Snoke, yeah, I think it could
it
also
could
look
be
like him too. But it,
because they're being very sneaky. They're like they just kind of like blurred out the face. No
yeah,
one said anything. No one was like that looks like like nothing. You know,
yeah,
Pershing didn't say anything about like like nothing. So I just that's the only reason is because they're acting they did it very like in a very shady way. Like it feels like they're hiding something.
yeah,
But I mean, it could very well be Palpatine. I mean, either way,
and
it's gonna be awesome because it's definitely connected.
for sure. And I mean, besides that, and then the other thing we're going to talk about, the
Ooh.
episode was action packed. It was pretty entertaining. The final thing is Gideon. He he wants the child. He knows
Ooh.
that that's his only chance to bring back the Emperor. And
Mm.
what does he come out with? Dark Troopers.
Oh my god, the freaking Dark Troopers, bro! I think I screamed louder than I've ever screamed before. I mean, no, I screamed louder with Boba Fett, but still, I screamed pretty
I
loud.
couldn't believe it. Like, I
That's
mean,
so deep cut.
it's very deep
It's
cut.
so deep cut. Like, look at this. This is the Dark Trooper pin we made like 2 years ago. We still haven't sold out. Like,
Well,
no
you're
one knows.
Dark Troopers are very deep cut Star Wars, and I mean the ones in Mando aren't even the those ones on your pins. They're the robotic
Yeah, more
esque.
robotic. The ones you can't put on as a suit yet, or maybe I don't know. I like paused it, zoomed in as much as I could. They look different. They're definitely not identical to the Dark Troopers, but we like they have to be Dark Troopers, you know.
They
So
are Dark
it just
Troopers for
they have
sure.
like yeah, they just have like different features. So maybe it's a new kind of Dark Trooper,
They're the
or it's
more cybernetic. Like in the EU, there were like three different.
there was the first version. Yeah,
There's those bulky ones, and then there was
but
the
the
more
third one.
cybernetic ones, and then there was a third one. I think I don't remember, but these
Yeah,
are definitely the more cybernetic ones. Very Battlestar Galactica Cylon-esque
yeah, they definitely look like that.
um,
Uh,
Dark Troopers, and I mean, for anyone who knows Dark Troopers, I mean they mean business, and
yeah,
Gideon is not playing around now.
like a
Um,
whole legion of Dark Troopers.
I think the child might be in trouble because
Yeah.
one, we know Palpatine comes back, although it's many years into the future. So who
Mhm.
knows? I mean, the child maybe it it's really hard to say or speculate
Yeah.
anything right now because I mean, what we have Boba Fett coming back. We have Bo-Katan. We have Ahsoka. Now we have the Emperor plotline and Emperor cloning plotline and I mean Dark Troopers probably around with that same plotline, but
Yeah.
we have four major things going on, and I mean it's just been teased. We're halfway through the
Yeah.
season,
Like,
and all four of these have just been teased.
yeah.
So,
Yeah. Like we didn't even get a direct look at the Dark Troopers,
yeah,
like not even like it was just like oh yeah, you can see they're like the side of them. But that's it.
yeah, and
Oh,
I think what we're gonna start seeing going forward with Mando is with these four different plot points. It's just gonna. I would assume next episode he's gonna run into Boba Fett, and then
you
the
think so?
following episode he's gonna run into like Ahsoka and Bo-Katan again, maybe, and then it'll wrap up with Gideon just like taking the child at the end of season 2
You
with the
think
Dark
so?
Troopers. Yeah, because I
That could,
mean,
yeah, that would seem interesting.
they teased Boba Fett in episode 1. We're already on episode 4. They got to bring him back to continue that plot point.
Mhm.
I think that's just what they're going to do. They're just going to alternate
Yeah,
and go down these storylines, you know?
yeah, no, yeah. I mean, well, definitely, they have to touch on these subjects again, but
Yeah.
oh my
I
gosh,
mean,
I
we've
still
had
can't.
so much hype with Bo-Katan and Ahsoka, and now this that when's the
Yeah,
last time you saw people talking about Boba Fett?
right? Like nothing. Like it was just like
And that was a big thing.
it was a
Bringing
huge
Boba Fett
thing.
back,
It
that
was a
was a
huge.
big thing. And now we got so much going on in Mandalorian that
It's
we just forgot
insane.
about him.
I know. It's like not bigger things, but like it keeps like they keep hitting home runs. You know?
Yeah. And like I said, they're setting up this series in the long haul. Like they're yeah, Baby Yoda is gonna get I mean, the child's gonna get captured by Dark Troopers and Gideon at the end of this, and Mando, and that's what's gonna keep us all on the edge of our seats next year,
Yeah.
for season 3. Oh, the I could not
Okay.
believe that they started down this Emperor storyline.
Yeah, I can't either. Well, I mean, like I was kind of expecting it, but I didn't think we'd even get close to touching on that this season.
No, like I knew it. I knew that that's why they were going for the child,
Yeah.
but did I think that Mando and the crew and like it would
Like,
really, really get involved with it, like this close to it?
yeah.
I didn't think. I just didn't think that this was going to involve the Empire much, I guess. I thought it was going to be more of like, bounty hunter, rogue type, um,
Yeah.
gallivanting across the galaxy kind of thing, and the Empire remnants will show up here and there. The Rebel,
Yeah.
New Republic will show up here and there, but no way did I think that it was going to be this intertwined with the saga as a whole.
Yeah. I mean, this show has been absolutely crazy because that's pretty much been everyone's experience with this show is always I had no idea that's what it was going to be. You know, like before we saw season 1, we had no idea it was going to be about uh like a Mando taking care of a little baby Yoda.
Yeah.
We had no idea. We thought it was going to be him chasing bounties, you know.
I
Like,
really appreciate the efforts by Lucasfilm and Disney to keep the entire series under wraps in terms of spoilers.
yeah.
Um,
Yes.
yes, we did get
It's
leaks about castings like uh, Katie Sackhoff coming back to play Bo-Katan.
yeah.
We did hear rumors of Bo-Katan and Ahsoka. Um, but as far as like knowing that they're coming, sure. Knowing plot points, that's a whole nother thing. We
Yeah,
didn't know
that's
anything about the plot.
no, they've kept everything. So I mean, the baby Yoda secret alone, child secret alone, you know,
Yeah,
that is impressive. And then the Boba Fett thing, I mean, like the casting leaks, like yeah, there's spoilers, but as long as they keep denying it, there's no way to say for sure that these people are going to be in the
yeah.
show, you know. So it's like we're all still on the edge of our seats, you know.
I
If
know I
Bo-Katan hadn't
am.
said, yeah, if Bo-Katan hadn't said, look, you'll find Ahsoka Tano or look for Ahsoka Tano, we still wouldn't know if she was going to be in it or not, you know.
That's true. I mean,
So no, yeah, you're right. I mean, it's crazy how well they're taking care of every aspect of the show. It's It's absolutely insane.
The episode as a whole was okay. Like it wasn't
Mhm.
amazing or anything, but
Mhm.
those two things like
Yeah,
really set up
yeah,
the rest of the season and the show going forward because they're gonna
yeah.
explore that. I'm sure Din Djarin's gonna help take back Mandalore with Bo-Katan. Like how
Oh
awesome is
yes,
that gonna be to see?
yes. It's absolutely crazy. I like you said, I think this episode was as a whole like really good, but like nothing crazy except those two things.
Yeah.
Like those things were like, oh,
That's why we don't have much to talk about, but we have a lot
yeah,
to speculate about.
yeah,
Because
exactly.
not much happened in this episode other than those two things, and I
Mhm.
mean them destroying a base, which was cool. But how much can we talk about that?
Yeah, I mean the TIE fighter scene was really cool.
The TIE
Uh,
fighter scene was cool.
that was really
The
really really
speeder
cool.
bike scene was cool too when they originally
Right.
jumped off and then they
That
crashed
was
into
really
each.
cool. I was like, did they just like make a wrong turn? And I was like, yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
No, I mean, it was cool. It was really, really cool. Um,
and the troop
have,
transport.
yeah, that was awesome. Seeing the targeting computer and like the turret or Grief handling the turret, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Uh,
I
it's good.
actually liked the Mithril guy. Like he wasn't he
Yeah,
he fit in just fine, I think. More
yeah.
so than curly-haired lady at on Tatooine or Toro Calican.
Leave him alone, bro. He's dead. He died. They knew he didn't fit, so they're like, just kill him off.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
But
done.
he's done. Okay, so speculations for the next episode. I know it had like not nothing to do with pretty much where we left off in the episode before, but what do you think? Now that we're another episode in.
I think next episode, Boba Fett. I don't know how. I don't like okay, the weird thing to me is Boba Fett is the best bounty hunter in the galaxy.
Mhm,
He is a complete badass.
mhm,
And the first time we see him return after getting eaten by the Sarlacc is he's in Tusken Raider outfit in the middle of the
mhm.
Tatooine desert, just overlooking Mando driving away. I don't know, like knowing Boba Fett, he's always been able to like in the comics and the Clone Wars and everything. Like he's just a very resourceful dude.
Yeah,
Um, I would have thought he'd be off the planet by now and going back to becoming a bounty hunter, or maybe he's having some sort of crisis where he feels like his boss Jabba got killed, so he's like, well, now I suck and I'm just gonna be a loner in the desert for the rest of my life. And then
yeah,
he sees Mando go by with his armor and he just gets this revelation like, oh, I'm gonna go get that back now. I don't
yeah.
know.
No,
I,
no, yeah.
I just think we're gonna
So
see him next
no,
episode.
I think we're definitely gonna see him. The only thing is, next episode is the Dave Filoni episode. So you don't think we'll see Ahsoka instead? Or I mean, we could see them both. I mean, that'd be crazy.
I take that back.
But
With it being Dave Filoni episode, hands down Ahsoka. There's
right,
no. It's the only
it
episode he's
has to
directing
be.
this season. He's for
Mhm.
sure. I mean, Mando got his ship prepared. He's for sure going to Ahsoka. What's going to
Yeah.
happen? He's going to show up there with the child.
Mhm.
And in this last episode, we forgot to mention Moff Gideon and that Imperial chick put a tracker on the Razor Crest.
That's oh damn. That's right.
So we might actually see Dark
Lightsaber.
Troopers and Ahsoka versus Gideon next episode.
We're definitely getting that. We're 100% getting that. That's exactly what's gonna happen. It has to.
I just I just I just felt like if Gideon and the Dark Troopers showed up, that the child would be taken. Like, I feel like the child's going to be taken when they show up.
I feel like it's about time for Mando to take an L, you know?
Yeah.
Like he's been just kicking ass the whole time. I think you're right. I think he's probably gonna lose the child. But now that he was with Ahsoka and Ahsoka sees the threat and what's going on, if the Dark Troopers show up with Gideon and Gideon takes the bait, she's gonna be like, okay, yeah, let's go get the child back, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's about that time for someone to get
Okay.
to lose.
We're definitely seeing Ahsoka next episode because it's Dave Filoni. There's no way he would not direct his baby.
Yeah.
How they're gonna wrap up the rest of the season, though, I don't think I'll know until next episode because they've got to bring back Boba Fett by the end of the season. I feel like they've got to, unless they're only doing like one little snippet of Boba Fett every season. Like season 1 was the Spurs, season 2 we get to see him, season 3 he like gets a ship or something.
They could do that. Honestly, I've had like this horrible feeling in the back of my head the whole time. It's just like, I feel like that's all we're gonna see of him this season. Like it's just like, there, he's alive.
Yeah,
that's it. But you're probably right. It's probably gonna be a little bit of him first season, a little bit of him second season, and then we're not. Season 4 is probably gonna be all Boba Fett. You know, it's probably gonna be all Boba Fett. But,
who knows?
let's hope not. I want to again this.
I don't know. I don't even know anymore. This show keeps throwing curveballs.
Well, we know what to expect. Is the last thing we'd ever expect.
Yeah.
It makes sense. It makes sense if you don't think about it.
But, I mean, we didn't expect the Darksaber at all. Like from an Imperial, like really? Would you ever think an Imperial would have the Darksaber?
No, but that's insane. I mean, it's a crazy story. The story of the Mandalorian, insane. I'm like, I hope we get like 10 seasons of this. You know.
We have the whole EU to explore now that they're bringing in Dark Troopers and stuff. Maybe we will see Darth Talon after all.
Probably. She's probably just, a Sith or like a wannabe Sith that came in between Revenge of the Jedi or Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens.
Because there's always Sith around. There's always two.
Yeah. Even if
there can't be 30 years between Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens and there not be any Sith when Palpatine's hiding under a rock on Exegol.
Exactly. Even if they're not true Sith, they'll be like Maul and Savage, you know?
Yeah. I think we're gonna see some things that we're not gonna expect, and it's gonna be really exciting.
What if we see like surviving Inquisitors from the Empire?
You know what I was thinking? I was thinking that Gideon might be
an Inquisitor.
An Inquisitor.
Could be.
Because if he has a lightsaber skill, like where did he learn that?
Yeah, and like if he was a Moff in the Galactic Empire, they had to have known. Like if he was Force sensitive, they would have known, you know?
Yeah.
So if he is Force sensitive and if they knew, then he probably would have been an Inquisitor. Or I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. There's so many.
He could be. I don't know.
He could be. I don't know. Maybe he was an Inquisitor, and then after the Empire fell, he like self-promoted to Moff.
Yeah.
So that he could like gather them all.
That's what I was envisioning in my mind.
Yeah. I mean, anything's possible. Like, I mean, I know we keep reiterating everything, but
yeah, because he really has this desire to bring back the Emperor, and unless he's any bit associated with the Force, like, I don't know. he wouldn't know that stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
No, exactly. He if he is bringing Palpatine back, he had to have been someone that was close to Palpatine and that knew how to bring him back, you know, or knew to start try and bring him back.
I think Palpatine, you know, in like Battlefront 2, like
Yeah,
how he would leave like
the droid,
he
the
would
droids
leave
with
like
his
yeah, he would tell them what to do in the fall of the Empire. I'm pretty sure he left something like, okay, if I
yeah,
die, this is how
contingency
you
plan.
bring me back, because he was so obsessed with it. So
Yeah, no, I can't wait to get Mandalorian comics. Can we? Let me just say that I yeah, I just can't wait to get Mandalorian comics.
oh, I'm sure they're coming.
Oh, oh, I hope so. Even if it's just the comic book adaptations of the show, I don't care. Like, I just want that.
He looks really cool in comic style.
Yeah.
All right. Well, any final points you like to talk about?
No, this. I mean, just that this episode was awesome. The whole Palpatine or Snoke cloning thing is gonna have us talking for at least, the next week, for until the next episode.
I mean, like I say at the end of every Talking Mando episode, this is really exciting. And
It
I
is.
mean, it feels great to be this excited about Star Wars again and
Yeah.
to have a story that's so unique and that just surprises you every week, you know?
Yeah. It's an original, like, crazy, like it's taking things from all parts of the fandom, and that's what Star Wars was missing for a while.
Yeah.
It's not just catering to one part of the fan, it's catering to everyone, even the EU fans.
And
You know,
even people who aren't even huge Star Wars fans, they
exactly.
love The Mandalorian because
Exactly.
at the end of the day, it's a good story.
Yeah. My mom, like, literally only knows the original trilogy, and she loves Mando.
Yeah.
She loves Mando. So, and she doesn't know she didn't know who Bo-Katan was. She didn't know. She's like, this is awesome.
I mean, my mom has never seen Star Wars, believe it or not,
Really?
but she knows who Baby Yoda is and she likes it.
There we go. That's all he needs to know. She's a
Yeah,
Star Wars fan. No, yeah. It's a great time to be a fan.
for
It's like
sure.
it's a great time to be a fan, and I'm excited. I can't wait to, like, I don't want the season to be over, but I can't wait for it to be over because I just want to know, like, I want to know everything that's going on. I want to freak out about all the crazy stuff that's about to hit us. Like, we're not even ready. I know we're not ready.
Oh no, it's only going up from here.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, I guess we're calling it a night.
Yeah. We filmed these episodes right after they air, right
Right
after
after.
Mando airs, and so it's 3:30 in the morning for me. It's 2:30 for him. Um,
Yes.
so yeah, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, and you can see all the latest Talking Mando episodes, and be sure to follow us both on Instagram at Star Wars Daily. And
Punjitri Press.
all right,
Alrighty.
guys, may the force be with you, and we'll see you next week on Talking Mandalorian.
Bye.